Welcome to On-Air NetScraper tutorial covering fast paging and how to activate it and deactivate it. Again, we start out with the NetScraper homepage, which is generally a list of netlogger.org active nets, or if you've got the screen in split screen, it would be both netlogger nets and HamLive nets. In this tutorial, we will cover in fast paging what each button is and what it does. So let's begin with the activate and deactivate paging button. And that button would be this button up here that's in the Active Nets tab bar. By pressing this button, you can activate and deactivate the paging buttons that you'll find down here in the right lower corner of the screen. These buttons allow for quickly going to the first and to the last entry in each of the table views. In this case, they really won't do much because the listing you see is not long enough to stretch past the end of the screen. The other thing you'll notice that I'll take a minute to talk about is how by either press and holding, or in this case I'm on a Mac, just simply moving the cursor over a blank area, the tooltip window will pop up. These are just quick blurbs about what a particular button will do or what a screen does, and they're not meant to be a total description, but just helpful hints. Sometimes this is annoying. As you can see, it's kind of covering some of the nets, and we don't want that to happen. We can activate and deactivate these tooltips by simply going up to the title, On-Air NetScraper, and tapping it. And by tapping that, we will enable or disable. So I hit it twice, and that meant it came back. So let's hit it once, and now, yes, as you can see, the tooltips is no longer displayed. Anyway, so back to the fast paging. So the nice thing about the fast paging is the fact that you don't have to sit there and swipe your finger to go down a long list, because some of these nets can be pretty long. And if you want to get right down to the bottom of it and then scroll back up, you can hit these paging buttons. And we're going to see how you can do that. Let's bring up a net that's typically long, which is while systems is typically long, or long nets, have a lot of call signs in them. So let's see what we've got here. Yes, we've got a nice long list of call signs in the net, and you can see that now we actually have two additional buttons, and these are tab forwarding buttons, and they allow you to, instead of having to swipe tabs to switch tabs or click on tabs, you can simply click on these buttons and switch to different tabs. This comes handy when you have, let's put up several nets, and we have several nets showing, and we can see that the active net is no longer viewed. We could sit here and swipe to get over to it, or simply go down here and hit the back tab, which wraps it around, and we are now back at the beginning of the tab list. Again, if we go to a nice long list, if we hit the down arrow, we will be taken directly to the end of the list, and then we can scroll up if we want to look at that area Or if we want to get back up to the top, we can just click on it and we're back up at the top. And again, if we want to switch tabs, let's go back to AlaskaNet, and now let's go to propagation group, and let's go back the other way. And so we're back the other way. Now you notice that these tabs are what we call stacked tabs. Buttons are stacked buttons, and they can be in the way sometimes. And that's where this button on the Active Nets tab comes in handy. It's always active, and if we click on it now, we now hide the fast paging buttons, and we can see the nets and how they're what's in those areas that might have been covered up. Typically I just leave them on because you can also just scroll up to see what's there. While we're talking about it, again, a review of what this X button is. This X button is to remove a tab and anything associated with that tab. Another review is that because NetLogger has a restriction on the number of times an individual can poll or request information from the NetLogger servers, On-Air NetScraper will only poll or again request information from NetLogger for the view or tab that's in view. So these other tabs that you see that are not highlighted in light green are not requesting information from NetLogger for those tabs, but only YL Systems right now is requesting information. If we switch over to Active Nets now will be requesting information. Each request, whether it's an Active Nets request or whether it's a YL Systems or check-in list request, only occurs every 30 seconds. So we stay within the restrictions set by NetLogger and we don't time out. This also falls true for any AIM view that you might see. It will only poll every 30 seconds to pull information down. So sometimes you have to wait to get an update. And that is a NetLogger restriction. It's not a On-Air NetScraper restriction. There's nothing that On-Air NetScraper can do about it. It's following the protocol set by netlogger.org. So we'll click each one of these tabs to kill it, or we can kill it directly by just clicking on the tab. And now those tabs are no longer polling. Their information is no longer available. And that's it for this tutorial on the fast paging buttons.